welcome back here at court number 2, ready for the second women's singles for today. Eriko Hirose from Japan is up against Juliane Schenk from Germany. Sten, I expect a close game, and you just told me before we got online again that you expect Juliane Schenk to win this game.
Yeah, I think she will. She's, as far as I recall, won the last 3 or 4 matches head-to-head with Hirose, and I think Schenk is a bit more creative in her game than Hirose. They can both cover the court really well and play a solid basic game, but if she's back in good shape from the Olympics, Schenk, then I think she will win it fairly easy. But we saw Hirose play well in Japan Open, so however, I can see she's got quite a
ladies and gentlemen,
taping on her right thigh here. So
yeah.
Germany.
She was standing warming up next to us half an hour ago, and it doesn't seem like she was very well actually, Eriko Hirose. We also go back to January 21st of January 2010 to find the last winning for Hirose. It was in Malaysia Open 2010. They actually met 8 times before, 4 winners for each. And Sten, Hirose won the first 4 matches, and then Schenk took the next 4. What does it tell you?
Yeah, Schenk had to develop her basic game to cope with Hirose's very efficient playing style. Not a lot of extraordinary shots from Hirose, but very efficient ones.
Two, 1.
Just missed that one, Schenk. It's been Europe's leading ladies singles player, Juliane Schenk, together with Tina Bound for the last 2 or 3 years. Good from the beginning. A couple of these mistakes though, but the speed seems okay.
3-point lead for Hirose.
From China, Chen Xiaojia. Umpire, Jordan Yonex. Service judge, Wojciech Osłowski.
5-1. Service over. 2, 5. Service over. 6, 2. Service over. 3, 6.
Yeah, that was long. The linesman was a bit hesitating. And finally selected the right call.
Service over. 7, 4.
And 7-4 lead for Hirose. Have the momentum from the beginning and taking the charge.
Service over. 5, 8.
Nice deceptive shot from
8.
Juliane Schenk. Shows that she's going to lift from the net and just in the nick of time changes it and makes a perfect cross net shot.
Service over. 9, 7.
Just wide, that
Service
smash
over.
from
8,
Hirose.
9.
Schenk has recovered, making it just a 1-point game. 8-9. Playing a quite solid defense at the moment. Hirose not able to kill it, even though she was in the middle of the court.
And we often see that Juliane Schenk gets a bit of a slow start, but then working herself into the game. That's the same she done right now.
Yeah, especially in these first round matches, you need to get used to the whole of the court, find out if there's any drift.
Service over.
Hold in.
10, all. Service over. 11-10. Interval.
A 1-point lead for Hirose here at the interval.
Yeah, what should we think about that, Steen? Not a very large lead, but
no, it's just they played half a game and the score is still even, so nothing is decided yet. Probably can't see it in the picture, but it's Park Jo-bong coaching Hirose.
legend.
Legendary Korean player. Yeah. And Juliane Schenk is not using any coach. One of the very few players not using a coach to help her in the matches, even though there's German team coaches here. She manages by herself.
Yeah, mentally very strong, Juliane Schenk.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, every single player can need a coach for coaching. Just for instance, just taking the back and forth.
Yeah, but the coaches could also be disturbing and sort of sidetrack your thoughts. Sometimes we see that, and I've been doing it myself a number of times, where you want to help so much that you talk too much and simply disturb the players more than you help them. So I think if players could afford to work with a personal coach, I think most of them would choose that. But a number of times it's different coaches traveling to different tournaments, and that could sometimes be troublesome because you're not really familiar with the players and doesn't read the body language good enough.
And we talked about signature shots. We had Yao Yi on the court. A signature shot for Hirose must be the service. It's probably the highest serve I ever have seen.
Yeah, but there was another Japanese player. I can't really remember her name right now, but she had sort of a golf swing as a service movement. That was really a high serve as well. Oh, great 13. Save by the German girl here.
Yeah.
12.
Really nice to win a point that you initially had lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't need to push it. Hirose just calm and collected, put it over the net, but made a mistake here and 1 point behind for the first time in the match.
Service over. 13.
Steen, we got a question just for you, Michael Tobiasen from Sweden. I got a question for Steen. Who do you think is the greatest player of all time?
Linden.
Short answer. And now the why.
Because he's been outstanding. He's been playing at the same time as the second greatest player, perhaps Lee Chong-wei, and has won all the major championships. You could argue that perhaps Park Jo-bong from Korea, the one that's actually coaching Hirose right now, that he also could be selected the all-time greatest player, because he was as dominating in the doubles department as Linden has been in the singles, and Park was also a very, very capable singles player. So
15,
if we should
13.
we should battle a little bit, it would be between these two, Lin Dan of China and Park Ju-bong of Korea, for the all-time greatest badminton player.
Who's the greatest Danish player of all time, Dean?
16.
In your book?
13.
Yes, and we'll just take a break from the questions because we have an interview ready down in the mix zone. Marie-Louise Albers, our reporter of this tournament, has a guest she would like to talk to.
Hi, hello. I'm standing here with Finn Trerup Hansen from Danish Badminton Federation, the director of sport, and he's here to tell me a little bit about Tine Baun, who just announced that she's ending her badminton career. And Finn, well, as I just said, Tine, she just announced a couple of hours ago that she's ending her badminton career. And how long time have you known about this?
A couple of days. Of course, we knew that the day would come. She's 33 years of age, and one day she would have to make a decision on when her last tournament would be. But I'm not surprised the day she had set to be the last international match. All England has always been a very important tournament for her.
Why is All England such an important tournament for Tine?
Because she has made some of her biggest victory at the All England, and she has also won the tournament. And I remember one year where she was close to travel out of the tournament a couple of times and made big turnarounds and so on. So I'm sure that All England is a very big tournament for her.
Can you put a few more words on Tine Baun as a badminton player and how important she has been for Danish badminton?
She has been a very important player for Danish badminton because she kept Danish ladies singles at the top of the world following Camilla Martin, who stopped in 2004. And she's also been a very interesting player to follow because she has an attacking game and a very interesting game. So there was not a lot of players in the world comparable to her.
Well, she was actually, she won a lot of matches against the Chinese as well. And why do you think that, what was it that she had, Tine, still have?
I think predominantly it's attack, and I'm sure there's a lot of players who doesn't want to play her because she has this big attack. Her challenge was to keep the shuttle in. Because when she was in the zone, she played very, very well badminton, which also took her to #1 in the world on the world ranking.
And as you just said, Tine Baun, she took over the role from Camilla Martin. But now who's taking over the role from Tine Baun?
Yeah, when that happened in 2004, Tine was 25 years of age. Today, we haven't really managed the age group of players from 24 to 28 to get them in the top 30 of the world. So now we are concentrating on younger players, and we are introducing a ladies singles project with players who are early 20s, very early 20s, or juniors still. And we are sure that some of these players in some time will be able to place Danish women's singles close to the world top again.
And how long time do we have to wait?
That I'm a little bit more unsure of, but there are players in that group of players that are comparable in talent with what Tine was at this, when she had that age. I was a national coach in Denmark when she started to join the national training, so I see some players who are comparable to her level at that time. But she took over as 25 years old player, and so these players would have to do a good work over the coming years to take over after Tine.
Thank you very much.
Service over. 16, 19.
And we have a 3-point lead for Juliane Schenk here at court number 2. And Stine Pedersen, as a former national coach of Denmark, you have worked a lot with Tina during her career, and you know how to spot a talent. Finn Træer, Chief of Sport in Badminton Denmark, talks about this new project going on in Danish women's singles. What do you think about the project?
Yeah, I think it's. I agree pretty much with what Finn is telling us here. It's necessary to put a little bit of extra focus on these ladies singles because, as he said, the age group between Tina Baun and the younger players, they haven't been able to get to the top level. Both of the two players that had the talent to do it had suffered major injuries and have had to retire at an early age, and that's Camilla Sorensen and Nana Broselat. Nana Broselat reached the All England semi-final in 2009, but got injured a few months later and was out for a very, very long time. And when she returned there, she got injured again and has retired, playing only a little bit on a club level. So it's actually these players that we're missing out on, and it could have been the case for Tina as well, because she was also very injury prone at 25. The first game here to Juliane Schenk, quite as expected.
Yeah, but tougher as expected, maybe, or what?
No, actually it was 21-18 and leading 3 points. When you have 20, that's a nice win. But Juliane is it's a good example of a player from the age group that we're missing at the moment, because she was competing with Nana Broselat and Camilla Sorensen, and she's made it to the top of the world. It's taken some time. She had good sparring from another Chinese born player, Xu Huaiwen, who played for Germany for a couple of years, and it's not easy to get to the top of international badminton. It takes dedicated work for a number of years, and you can't have too many hiccups on the way.
No.
If you're injured for a period, or you practice on a wrong game plan and so on, that could set you back for a really, really long time. So I think that's also why we see that players continue playing for a longer time now, because it's not so easy to get into the top 10, and if you're there, you should enjoy it and get as much out of it as possible.
And I'm sure that Juliane Schenk from Germany is enjoying her time right here in Odense, Denmark right now. Took the first game against Eriko Hirose from Japan, 21-18.
And one of the things that I like about Juliane Schenk and most of the German players is that they're always extremely fit.
Yeah.
Second game.
We can see that she's ready to compete. She doesn't look like one who's going to get tired or anything. So working on the fitness level is extremely important, and Juliane Schenk is really, really strong in that department.
First point in the second game for Juliane Schenk, and let's use the opportunity for start out our quiz for today. We have a quiz for a Yonex shirt, and all you need to do is to answer to this question. Who won the Yonex Denmark Open mixed doubles in 2011? Of course, it's 11, not in 12. Who won Yonex Denmark Open mixed doubles in 2011? Answer to Denmark Open at badminton.dk. Remember to put in your address so we can ship it to you right away if you're the lucky winner of the shirt. And she's fit, as you said, Sten, but she's also have some very good strokes, right?
Yeah. Technically, she's doing well also. So. Of course, that's can't go to top 6 in the world ranking without being physically fit and have an excellent technique. And we can see that it's quite difficult for Hirose to score points against Schenk at the moment.
3-1.
Yeah, she really has to work for it.
Yeah, so being able to move on the court and not make mistakes, at least not make a lot of mistakes in the basic game, that's so important. And sometimes in Europe we tend to judge talent by saying, oh, the players, they move well, but all the Asian players move well. That's a prerequisite in Asia. In Denmark, it's regarded as some kind of talent. We're surprised that people move well.
2-3.
And Sten, we have seen Tine Baum being the star of European women's singles in the last number of years. Juliane Schenk is she's probably the one to take over that throne and dominate the women's singles for some years now, isn't she?
Yeah, she will have some competition. There's a young Spanish girl who's also very good, Carolina Marin. Very strong attacking player.
4.
Lacks a bit in this physical department. She's good in offense, moves well in offense, but the defensive side still needs some work. But she's also very young and can participate in. I think she's the same age as Victor Axelsen. So she can participate in the World Junior Championship coming up here in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Good shot here from Hirose.
Yeah, strong shot from Hirose.
3-4. Service over. 5-3.
Wide.
Yeah.
I thought Schenk was playing a bit short in that rally here. So if there perhaps is a little bit of drift in the hole, it should be from the Japanese side of the court towards the German side.
And it seems like that Schenk has all of it under control, Sten, in my opinion.
Yeah, she looks to be on cruise control here. At least Hirose needs to come up with something else, or she will be a first-round casualty.
That must hurt on the knees, taking the dive like that.
Yeah.
But nothing hurts the power woman from Germany, does it?
Oh, I think that one might have hurt a little bit.
Short break in the playing here, and Sten, another question from Mercedes van der Geiden.
Another Dutch?
Yeah. Mercedes van der Geiden, I think it is. Peter Gade, how can he stay motivate himself working that hard?
That's a question for Peter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think different players are motivated in different ways. But doing something that you're among the best, where you are among the best in the world, must be satisfying. At some point, it might be interesting to find out if you can do something else as well.
Mm.
And well, it seems like, yeah, like now Peter's run out of motivation and he's quite satisfied that he's decided to call it quits here after French Open.
9-4.
Playing his last match in the end of his year in Copenhagen against Lindan.
Yeah, huge final of his career.
Service over. 5-9. Service over. 10-5. Service over. 6-10. Play, please.
Almost hit the roof there. Hirose. Does it help anything at all putting the shuttle so high on the service?
If it's a very attacking opponent you have, it's a bit more difficult to attack a shuttle that's falling directly towards the floor than a shuttle with a better angle.
And we had a 1-point lead in the first game in the interval for Hirose. Now we have a 5-point lead for Schenk. It should be a walk in the park in the second half of second game, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be quite easy for him.
Ready to play. 11-6. Play. Service over. 7-11.
Just got an email about a person we talked about last night, Sten. Hey, I'm watching you from, yeah, something over the earth. Best regard, Felix Baumgarten.
Good to have you with us, Felix.
Yeah. Make a jump nearby Odense and we'll come watch you for sure.
12-7.
And as you can see on in the bottom of the screen, go to our Facebook site, facebook.com/badmintondk. We have got a lot of photos, videos, interviews, and stories, news of course, about this year's Yonex Denmark Open.
13.
You can get all the news that you don't get anywhere else. You can get all the funny videos you don't see anywhere else, and you'll get all the exclusive interviews you of course don't get anywhere else either.
Service over. Fourteen, 8.
And 6-point lead Sten for Juliane Schenk. She seems very confident and relaxed.
Yeah, there's no need not to. She's gonna cruise to victory, German girl.
9-14.
Playing for sport, of course, in the second round here at the Yonex Denmark Open 2012, and the 5th victory in a row against Hirose Juliane Schenk. And mentally beating the same player, or actually maybe losing to the same player 5 times in a row. What does it mean to you next time you have the same opponent?
Yeah, if you don't feel that you've got some new things in your bag coming into the match, then you know that you're going to have a difficult time.
16-9.
And I think Hirose probably found some confidence in the beginning of the match, leading 6-2, but then losing the first game and having a slow start in the second sort of took away her confidence, and she knows she's going to lose this match.
17-9.
And the winner of this match is playing Romina Gabdolina from Russia or Sapsiree from Thailand. Or either way, Juliane Schenk is the favorite in the match tomorrow if she's on to the second round.
17.
Yeah, she'll be a quite clear favorite.
Exciting to see how far the German girl can take it. And Tine Baun is of course the best
11,
shots for European success here at the Yonex Denmark Open.
Service over. 18-11. Fault. Service over. 12.
Hang in there.
18.
Hirose. And we're working on getting the Director of Sport, Finn Trerup Hansen, Badminton Denmark, into the commentators box. So if you have any questions for Finn, please let us know and we will pass them through to him. And he'll get the opportunity for answering your questions please let us know at the usual account, Denmark Open at badminton.dk, where we're watching Juliane Schenk with the match point, short service to Hirose. No problems for Schenk in this morning session. And it's good, and Schenk further on to the second round, 21-18, 21-12 against Eriko Hirose from Japan. And Sten, I expected a close match. We didn't get it at all.
No, it was a bit more like I expected. She simply has developed into a better player, the German girl, so she quite easily disposed of Hirose. After a slow start, she was in control.
We'll take a short break. We're working on getting a comment from one of the players. Our reporter is hiding down on the sideline. We'll see what she can do. Next match coming up, Vladimir Ivanov from Russia against Janne Jørgensen from Denmark. We'll take a short break, continuing this streaming.